Hi, everybody. My name is Rory McKee, and I'm one of the counselors here at Los Gatos High School. Um, Thanks for tuning into this module. This is going to give you an overview of the college application process and our internal process for requesting letters of recommendation from your teachers and your counselor. Um, the first step is to log into Canvas, which, since you're watching this, you have successfully done. Once you're in, navigate to your dashboard or your courses and look for your LGHS class of 2021 course. Inside, you're going to want to click the Assignments tab. Once you're in here, the second section of your assignments should say Letter of Recommendation Kit. And as you can see, there's a bunch of steps here that the counselors created to help you guys along the way. So let's start at the README first. So here's some information, a general overview of kind of what you're going to be looking at in this whole module. For those of you who are applying to just UCs, so University of California, and or just CSUs, California State Universities, or out-of-state colleges that only require you to self-report your classes and grades. That means they don't require a transcript, they don't require letters of recommendation, anything like that. You pretty much don't have to go through this module. Your life is pretty simple. The UC has their own application, and you fill out one application and you just check all of the UCs you want to apply to. Similarly, the CSU system has their own application. You just fill out one application, check all of the CSUs you want to apply to, and then other schools that that only require self-reporting, you just kind of fill in information on their application and submit it. If you are applying to other schools that maybe do require letters of recommendation, then stay tuned and we're going to go over lots of details. Some of the things here are that this overview is an internal Los Gatos High School process. So if you have friends that go to other schools and maybe you're asking them about some of the things that you have to do, they might give you a funny look because they might not have to do the same types of things. So just keep that in mind. Some of the things that we do for this process are we will submit your letters of recommendation by the due dates, provided that you give us the materials that we need to write your letters in time. We'll also submit your official transcripts. So this means when you apply in the fall, or some applications are later and it'll be around January, we will submit your official transcripts then. Colleges often want what's called a mid-year report, which includes your updated transcript with your first semester grades and your final transcript, which shows all of the grades that you've received or that you've earned throughout high school, which includes your spring semester of senior year. So we will send all of those things out. We often get students nervous and worried that we're not going to send their mid-year report, but we go through all of the students who we've written letters of recommendation for, and we will make sure to send all of those. Things that you guys need to be concerned about mostly are the applications, obviously, writing the essays and supplements that go along with your applications. Some of these are standardized. Some schools have unique individual writing prompts that you have to complete just for that school. So pay attention to those. You need to send official test scores. So that might be SAT or ACT or AP scores if colleges are looking for those. Because of COVID-19, many schools are not requiring the SAT or ACT. So make sure you look at the specific requirements for the universities that you're applying to. We're going to go next at the bottom here. And we get to step one. So last semester on June 2nd, the counselors held a Zoom webinar and we kind of went over some general information about the college application process. If you weren't there, we recorded it and I embedded the video here. I highlighted here in purple. I don't know what happened, but I think if you just click this embedded video, it starts around the 18-minute mark. I couldn't troubleshoot that. I don't know why, but just rewind it to the very beginning and check that out. We reference some resources within that video. There's links to those resources here that you can download. We also had a question and answer, the question and answer feature functioning during that webinar. We took all of the questions that we received and collated them into a document and answered them. So you can find that in this Q&A answers right here. After you're done checking that out, go to next. And here's where we get to creating a Common App account. So if you click this link, it'll take you to the Common App where you can create your own account. The Common App is an online platform where you can apply to hundreds and hundreds of colleges. As the name suggests, it's very common and almost all universities will use the Common App. There are some exceptions, and if you need help or get confused, let your counselor know and we can help you out with that. UCs and CSUs have their own separate applications, so you won't be applying to those university systems through the Common App. I've embedded videos here to really walk you through step by step. They're very clear, and these videos are from the Common App themselves. So this is about creating a first-year account. You guys are going to be applying as first-year students to colleges and universities. Information on completing the education section within the Common App. Here are, this is information about your counselor that you may need to include, and also general information about things at school and, what GPAs and what our classes are like that you need to report within the Common App. This video shows you how to search and add colleges to your Common App account. This video shows you how to complete the FERPA release authorization, and there's some information about what that is. Read that carefully. One thing I want to highlight is that in the Common App, it does ask you to invite your teachers or assign your teachers who are going to write letters of recommendation. Please do not do this. We use a different process in Naviance to submit letters of recommendation, and I'll be previewing that with you as well. So just remember, do not invite or assign recommenders within the Common App. We'll do that later, and there's instructions about that here. So next. Okay, so now if you click this link, you'll get to your Naviance account. If you're having issues signing in, can't remember your password or something like that, you can follow these instructions right here. You'll use your school email to log in. Just remember, if you can't get the password to work after the second attempt, don't keep trying because it'll lock you out. And rather than that, just click the forgot your password button on the login page and you can reset your password. It'll email a reset to your school email. If you can't find it in there, it probably went to your spam folder. Once you're in, this is a short video I recorded about how to match your accounts. That means matching your Naviance account to your Common App account so that when you submit or when we submit your letters of recommendation and your transcripts and all the documents, it'll push through to your Common App and go to the schools that you are applying to. So matching is really important. In the Common App, as I mentioned, you don't apply to UCs and CSUs in the Common App, but in Naviance, we use this as a list of all of the schools that you're applying to. So you'll want to add all the schools from the Common App and all of the UCs and CSUs that you may be applying to as well. Also in Naviance and in the Common App, you're going to have to say which application type you're going to be applying to these schools. The most common types are early action or early decision and regular decision. So early action and early decision mean that your application deadline is earlier than a normal one. For the most part, early applications are due around November 1st, plus or minus around 15 days. You'll just have to look and see when your application deadlines are. Regular decision deadlines are typically around January 1st, but also some are due in December, some are due in February. So just pay attention to all of the deadlines for your applications. CSUs and UCs are really easy. They have one deadline and it never changes, and it's November 30th. So just keep an eye out for that. This video will show you how to add colleges to your Naviance list. So after you match your Naviance account the first time, it will drag all of the schools from your Common App to Naviance. So it does it automatically for you. After that, after you match it initially, if you add schools to the Common App, you're going to have to go back into Naviance and add them manually. So just make sure those are all in sync, because we as counselors will be looking at your Naviance account. We won't have access to your Common App account. So after that, let's go to the next step. Okay, so this is the part about requesting letters of recommendation for your teachers and receiving faculty feedback. So first off, verify that your colleges require teacher letters of recommendation before proceeding. If they don't require letters, then please, we want to limit the amount that teachers need to write letters of recommendation to the required ones for universities. If you are applying early action or early decision, you need to ask and confirm with a teacher by mid-September. If you're applying regular decision, you need to ask a teacher and confirm by mid-November. Additionally, often asking a teacher that knows you really well, and not maybe just a teacher that you did well in their class, but somebody who can speak about you in maybe a pretty broad context, will often write the best letters of recommendation for you. Here are some guidelines to kind of help you maybe choose which teacher you want to ask. Again, only ask teachers if it's required from your university. So most universities only require you have one teacher letter of recommendation. Sometimes they require two. Please only ask two teachers to write letters of recommendation if it's required. Optional letters can come from a plethora of other people, so check out the notes here about that. Faculty feedback. So faculty feedback, we'd like you to ask two different staff members and not people writing letters of recommendation for you, to provide some feedback about who you are. This is going to help the counselors write strong letters of recommendation for you. Once they agree to do that, please notify us who they are, and then we will have a little form for them to fill out. Okay, to help your teachers write a really strong letter of recommendation for you, we've provided you with this student information form. It includes several questions and information about you to help your teacher include details in their letter of recommendation. Some teachers may have their own version of this that they may prefer you to fill out, so please talk to them if they do. That was my timer telling me to hurry up. We similarly, for your counselor letter of recommendation, we have a different information form that we want you to fill out. Make sure that your colleges require a letter of recommendation from the counselor before you do this. I didn't mention it in the teacher one, but once you're done completing that, email the completed form to your teacher. Similarly, once you're done with the counselor letter of counselor information form, email that to your counselor. In Naviance, you are going to assign the teacher that is going to write your letter of recommendation to the universities that you have put in your Naviance account. So if all of your universities just require one letter of recommendation, you can just say this teacher and select for all of the colleges in your Naviance list. If maybe a couple of your colleges require two teacher letters and others require one, it's best to go in and select the individual colleges that you want those letters sent to, so the proper letters go to the proper colleges that you're applying to. There's instructions here about how to do that, and a little screenshot of what you'll be seeing in Naviance. We also ask that your parent or guardian fill out a little bit of information about you. It's super informal. We just want to get some perspective from them, since they've known you for probably your whole life. And that helps the counselors write a really strong letter of recommendation as well. There's a template that they can fill out. So if you would share this with your parent or guardian, that would be super helpful. And then once they're completed with that, they can email it to your counselor. Okay. We are going to schedule meetings with, or you guys are going to schedule meetings with your counselors. We'll have appointment times and notify you when we have our appointment times posted. And we're just going to kind of touch base with you and check and make sure that you have all your ducks in a row. Lastly, here's kind of a menu of items to be considering, after you submit your applications, or maybe as you're working through your application, take a glance at these and it can really help you out. Um, and the last thing I want to mention is that today's the first day of school. Certainly, if you haven't started your Common App or done anything, you're not behind at all. Don't feel like you're behind schedule. These are all things that we just wanted to present to you so you could get a head start if you wanted to. Your counselors are going to be meeting with you individually to review all of your classes, make sure you have all your requirements for college eligibility, see if you have all of answer any questions you have about college and applying. And then we will be working with you over the course of the semester to get all of your applications done with you and make sure that it's a smooth process. So please, please, please don't stress. We're here to help you, and we're excited to have you back at school. Have a great year, Wildcats. Talk to you soon.